Hi, Faye. How you doing?
I'm great. Thank you for joining us again today for Where in the World of Wine Are We Going with Anthony? We're super excited. I know you have a special guest with you today. Where are we going?
I'm excited. I'm excited because I have a good friend of mine who's the owner of Alteverne in Italy, and he makes one of the best Proseccos in the world. I know that's a bold statement, but it literally just came out in the Vino app, and they rated his Prosecco the best in the world. So we're going to try some today, and David's going to explain a little bit more about his winery, the land where he comes from, and it's really, truly an amazing thing. So this is David Noto. Welcome.
Hi, thank you, Anthony. Hi, how are you?
How are you? Welcome. We're super excited to explore your world today. So we're looking forward to it. Walk us through.
So we're ready to drink some Prosecco. I make my Prosecco in a very small town in Alteverne, Italy, northeastern Italy, in about 50 miles north of Venice, in the very steep foothills of the Dolomites. The town is called Alteverne, and for hundreds of years, it's been reputed for making the best Prosecco in the world. We are right up against the Dolomite Mountains, and because of that, we have a wonderful rainfall. There's a calcareous soil, which was an ancient seabed, so our wine has a wonderful minerality, salinity, and floral elegance, much different than any of the other Proseccos that are made anywhere else in the world, except for this little tiny region. And this past year, we were awarded by UNESCO a UNESCO site, which is pretty amazing. And as you can see right behind me, our vineyards, we have very, very steep vineyards. And because of that, there's wonderful drainage, and it makes a wonderful wine. But unfortunately, it's such a small area that only micro production is available. We don't make Prosecco production now is up over 750 million bottles a year.
Wow.
Less than 2% of that is made in our area. And only a smaller percentage is the high-end Prosecco that we make. We do a very extended secondary fermentation. The wine has a wonderful fruitiness and floral elegance, and we do an extended winemaking to create a depth and complexity that are different than others. I make about 2,000 cases a year of Prosecco. This is my wine that you can see here a little bit.
Now, does the name mean something?
Alta neve means high snow. We have a virtual background, so the wine disappears from time to time.
No, we are really in the vineyards in Italy right now. We are here.
Walking through the vineyard with you. It looks stunning, so exquisite, but so inviting. And I have to tell you, even the clean line of the bottle, like.
Well, thank you so much. Well, the wine is called Alta neve, which means high snow. Generally, behind us for 8-9 months a year, you see the snow-capped Dolomite Mountains above our vineyards. So it's rather gorgeous, and Alta neve means high snow, so you see it when you approach our vineyards for much of the year. So let's open a bottle, let's taste it. What do you think? Do you have one for yourself to try?
100. Listen, I have my cup here. I also.
Okay, you're gonna drink some. You're gonna drink some later.
Don't spoil my surprise, but yes, I'm super excited to try a very special bottle later.
So
nice.
we have the. We'll take this off.
I have to tell you that there isn't one person I speak to that isn't fascinated by the world of Prosecco, besides wine, like Prosecco in itself. So this is pretty amazing. I mean, now what's the process behind it? I mean,
Well, Prosecco is made, it's like Champagne in that it's made in the very specific section. Champagne is made in a certain way from a certain grape in the Champagne region of France. So Prosecco is made in a very specific way from 85% Galera grapes from northeastern Italy, from the regions of Veneto and Friuli. However, Prosecco DOCG can only be made in a small section of Italy in Veneto, just north of Venice, about 50 miles. There's a small little area called DOCG that's labeled DOCG, di origine controllata e garantita, of controlled origin and guaranteed.
wow, beautiful. Salud, wow.
So we're pouring the wine.
Yeah.
You want to get rid of the virtual background?
Wow.
No. Oh, that's fine.
No. We're loving
One for me, and one for Anthony, and one for all of you.
That sounds good. We're ready to toast.
Great. Cheers. Salute.
Cheers.
Cheers to health and happiness.
To health and happiness. And you know what? It's going to be a pleasure to be able to sip some Prosecco on a wonderful Friday. So I'm ready.
Well, we're going to make it a ongoing thing, getting together for health, wellness, and lifestyle. So I want to take an additional toast. Here's to lifestyle as well.
Excellent. Well, I hope to call you. I am now stuck in the United States for a little bit, but I will be back in Italy in about 3 weeks. I'll call you from the vineyard, actually.
You're making us
Instead of a
jealous.
virtual background, we'll do an actual background.
Don't be surprised if you see me coming over soon. So
You should. Our harvest is in September. I recommend to everyone, come join us. It's gorgeous.
Listen, I want to thank you both. I mean, this was pretty amazing, getting together today, exploring the world of Prosecco. It is exquisite. I mean, thank you for walking through. I want to explore in the future more of the vineyard. I'm dying, like you said, first, where you walk us through the vineyard. That'll be awesome, and looking forward to that.
It is beautiful. If you like, I can send you a little video that I made last month. If you'd like, I can send that to you. And then if you'd like, I didn't tell you too much about the wine. The great part about this wine, it's all natural, it's sustainable, it's vegan, very low sulfite, so you won't get a headache or hangover from it. Which
It's
is really
delicious.
nice.
Well, see, it's interesting you said that, because again, part of why we're doing this is for health, wellness, and lifestyle. And not all wines are created equal. There's a lot of things people say, oh, I don't know, this wine. There's a lot of misinformation when it comes to wines out there. And that's another thing. It's a healthy way of having a wine, which is so important, especially in today's day and age. So can you walk us through a little bit more about that? Because I think that's important what you touched on.
Well,
that.
it's really important. A lot of companies, even the larger Prosecco companies that make 30, 40, 50 million bottles a year, that's a lot of wine. We make, including our rosé, we make a wonderful rosé. Let's see if I can show it to you.
I got one better.
We make only about 30,000 bottles. There you go.
But I'm going to uncork it and feature later.
We make 30,000 bottles a year approximately. Approximately 1,000 cases of the rosé and 2,000 of the Prosecco. And the idea is, I know the vines. I don't just know the vineyard. I know the individual vines. I harvest with my team, and everything is done by hand, manual selection of the grapes. And so when we make the wine, it's much more care is involved. I'm not trying to make 40 million bottles taste the same. I actually cherish the idea that every harvest brings a different flavor or subtlety to it. And that's the beauty of it. And I'm so excited that we were just, the Wall Street Journal a couple of years ago wrote that we make the best Prosecco in the world, which was exciting.
That's an
And just Tuesday of this week, Vivino, the largest wine app in the world, wrote that we make the best Prosecco, #1 Prosecco in the world 2020. So that was pretty exciting.
That's definitely something to toast to.
So I hope you get a chance to try this. I see you have the rosé, but I have to bring you a Prosecco. The Prosecco is wonderful. It's nice and light and refreshing and floral, much different than the other Proseccos that you can find on the market.
No, I'm very excited to try it. I'm super excited. Later, people will get to see my uncorking with the rosé. So I think it's great. And again, like I said, people ask questions all the time, including myself. And I think there's a lot to celebrate with what you've accomplished with your Prosecco. And it's continuing.
Thank you so much.
So Anthony, I wanted to thank you both for joining us today. David, this is the first of many journeys we're going to take in the world of wine with Anthony and you, and exploring the great wines it's great because you showed the care that goes into it and the knowledge, which therefore creates like the perfect glass of Prosecco. So there's a lot to be said. So thank you both for joining me today.
Hey, thank you, and we'll talk soon. And salute, and enjoy your wonderful rosé Prosecco later when you get a chance.
Stay tuned, you'll see. I don't want to spoil too much of my surprise.
We will.
Cheers.
See you both.
Bye.
Bye.